So what do we do? This is our first one. We have to introduce ourselves or something? Hi, I'm Joey Lawrence. No.
Why are you looking that way?
I thought that's the camera. Well, there's cameras everywhere.
Oh, I guess you're looking to the camera.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm just waking up. I don't know.
I've been trained to look at the camera since I was like 4 years old. Get out there. Look at the camera. Look at that thing.
Really, I was trained just the opposite. Get out there. Don't look at the camera.
Well, that's because...
Don't look at the camera.
That's actually true.
The funny thing is, I started in commercials, though. So commercials were always like, look in the camera. Look right in the camera. And sell whatever product you're selling. Tylenol, Coca-Cola. You know what I mean? Zest soap.
All the good stuff.
Tonka trucks. I did them all, baby.
All the real healthy.
So this is our first one. It's the Brotherly Love Podcast.
It's pretty cool.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got a lot to talk about, a lot to say.
Oh, God.
You?
Pull up a couch.
You've always been the quietest one.
I know.
Pull up a couch. Pull up a couch. Joe, you got to stop chewing your gum. It's
not gum, it's
killing,
Grethers.
It's killing everybody.
It's a
What is it?
Grethers Pastille, these little things.
oh.
When you're going to be talking a lot.
It's a lozenge. No, we
Well,
don't need more lozenges.
Yeah.
We just need one person.
You don't have many left, so it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah.
No,
It's
no,
okay.
more than that.
You can have
It
one.
just
Looks like he's
sounds-
only got enough
You
for
can
the
have one.
day.
You can have one.
Sounds
Do you have
terrible.
caffeine in them?
None.
It sounds terrible.
It doesn't
No.
sound that terrible.
Guys,
I need caffeine.
The everybody's saying don't do that.
Nobody's saying it. Nobody's saying it.
I wasn't paying attention to out there.
No, but nobody's saying
If you
it.
could see third base is going, no.
Well, these things are like
Just keep them under your
chewy.
tongue. No, what it does is they actually are a pastille. They're for singers.
rips out my filling.
You don't chew
No!
them.
There's a tooth attached to it.
It's not a jujube, bro. It's just a Grethers. You keep it under your
What you
tongue.
do is you stick it up in the corner of your mouth and it burns like a little ulcer type of thing.
It's not tobacco.
in your
It's not
gum.
chewing tobacco.
And then
No.
you can.
Is there a little spit?
This is Joe's spit cup.
Nope, that's not a spittoon. No, but they actually coat the throat. A lot of singers use them. They're really great, and they keep your throat nice and wet when you have a lot of allergies or phlegm.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what it is. So, I just got a cameo request.
Oh, my God.
Hey, look at this new request coming in hot from Allison. Something special about them. Allison loves your song. I can't help myself. I'm not kidding.
Okay, great.
You guys mind if I do this? It's how you doing, Allison? It's so nice to see you. So this is our first one. So we have to come in here and talk about stuff.
Yeah.
All kinds of things, right?
Do you have the list I sent you guys?
The list. I
Remember
was telling him earlier.
We were
Yeah.
supposed to compile the list.
Did you see that text chain that he sent
you
us?
5 things.
That
Yeah.
bullshit text chain. Hey guys, I did my part. He pulled it literally from like an old True Hollywood Story one.
I saw that.
Where are they now?
They're
What have you
professionals.
guys been doing? Past, present, and future relationships.
We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just trying to,
That's a copy paste situation, bro. That you didn't do anything. That's why I didn't even respond.
Yeah, I did not. At least I took the effort of
I didn't give any
plagiarizing
dignity.
something. You guys didn't even put in any effort.
I didn't give any dignity to that horrible text.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Why are you making that expression?
Stop.
I gave you one of my valuable.
Do you realize
brothers.
that you're like 2 inches away from a
It's all
microphone?
stuck in my
So
fillings and stuff.
Stop chewing it. Stop chewing it. You're supposed to suck on it. Just suck it. Just suck it.
I don't think these are very good.
Suck it.
this is getting really strange.
I knew it. As soon as I set him up.
Weird.
With Andy, you say like "suck it" 3 times. He's like, "This is getting weird." You're so immature, dude. Hey, throw the What were we doing the other day? I was like, I got the ball in my car. I'll just get it out and throw it to you. He's like, "You're gonna throw me your balls?" And I'm like, "What? That's not, I mean, come on. You're 35. Balls.
That's a terrible example, but
No, it's, you just laughed at
he
suck
does say
it.
some funny stuff.
You did. You just said. I said "suck it" 3
You
times
guys
to
have
start.
been talking about lozengers for like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It hasn't been 8 minutes.
What is the actual flavor?
It's a Edelberry.
Is that real?
I think it's elderberry, but
Maybe it's elderberry.
elderberry.
Oh, this one's blueberry,
It
but
sounds
there
like
is elderberry.
It sounds like something out of Lord of the
They all
Rings.
taste the
or something.
same. They all taste the same.
Yeah.
They literally all taste the exact same. Yeah. You could have raspberry. I think there's there's
Eldenberry. I think that is a
it
place in Lord
Eldenberry?
of the Rings. No, I think it's Eldenberry.
Eldenberry from Lord of the Rings.
Or
Oh,
something
wait, what is
like
that guy? Eldenbaum.
I don't know.
I don't know. Something.
know.
But
Maybe
it's
from
cool.
Elden Ring. Is that a video game that's out? I think I'm playing that game.
You've been playing the game.
Yeah, Elden Ring.
Shocker. Whenever you go into your house, man, you can't find Andy. He's got VR goggles on. His dog's sitting there like, I'm so bored. He's like online with 14 people, living it up. The new 35. I can't be bothered right now. We're on a mission.
Pretty
He
much.
says that for me.
Yeah,
I
pretty
mean, you've said that to
One
me.
of my best buddies. Yeah, Dustin Milley.
I just wish we'd get into like a gaming community where Elon is there. He's a gamer,
Is he?
Yeah, big gamer.
Elon Musk plays games?
He's probably one of the greatest gamers of all time. Not too many people know that, but yeah, he's like one of the best.
How do you know that?
How do you even know this?
Yeah. Why would you say something like?
What do you?
I study him. I study him religiously.
this,
Stalk.
but Elon
Stalk.
Musk is a gamer.
Yeah.
Could be minorly
F
stalking,
words, but, you know.
yeah, he's like the one person that I want to,
Emulate.
have a nice chat with.
It'd be fun to chat to him. I mean, yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what's going on in there because a lot of stuff seems to be going on in there. So
A lot of
a
stuff.
lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I want his new phone. Hope he makes it.
You guys have his
We got Starlink.
his wireless.
Incredible.
Right? Better,
it works incredible.
Yeah.
Haven't had a problem since we had it. We had the
Yeah.
worst internet ever.
Yeah. I have another internet company.
What's that one?
I'm not going to say unless they sponsor us.
No,
Then we'll
Starlink.
talk about it.
Starlink is what we want. Starlink is really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
my
but you know what
internet
happened?
sucks.
Do you know what happened?
What?
Well, he took over Twitter.
Right.
And
Wait, really?
Twitter's like, it's amazing now. It's the only social media platform I'll pretty much go on.
You don't say.
I wasn't a part of it at all.
Right.
So I'm just learning Twitter for the first time. I know I'm quite late.
Wow.
But it's really interesting, and it's really cool to watch what he's doing with it. And here's the cool thing. Well, not the cool thing, but the Apple threatened to remove Twitter from the App Store.
I heard that.
As well as Google.
Yeah, Cook went in there and he was like, "All right, listen, Musk, Cook and Musk."
do you know what Musk
It almost
is?
sounds like a weird perfume.
Cook and Musk.
Cook and Musk.
So you know what happened? You know what happened?
Because my
He
body
said-
wash is actually Original Musk from Kiehl's. It's called Original Musk.
You just
I don't know
pimping
why
yourself
that's-
out. You just want free shit. And he's gonna mention he'll be the product placement.
No,
Go ahead.
that's relevant.
This
but-
is not a degree commercial, or is it?
Actually, the new degree, there's like a new aluminum free.
eucalyptus.
Yeah,
Eucalyptus.
that's what I use.
You gave it to me.
I gave it to the whole family.
That's what I used. You gave it to me. Yeah.
I'm wearing that right now.
Can I be honest with you? It's
good
I
stuff.
like it. I like it. Yes.
It's aluminum
It's
free.
a little sticky. though.
Aluminium free.
I think it needs a little aluminum. That's what I think it needs. That's the
Yeah.
missing ingredient. Something's not working.
No, have you ever
It's
noticed
aluminum.
you need like a Brillo pad to get off that stuff?
Yes,
when you're in the
dude.
shower?
No, not the
Right.
degree.
Yes.
Not the eucalyptus.
Well, the aluminum old school stuff that actually really works,
It
but
does
is
work,
really
but
bad
you have
for you.
to. Yeah, no, but you're right though. You cannot get that shit off.
No, you can't.
can't. I've tried it too. You
Yeah,
have to
you-
go back in.
Yeah.
I go back in. I'm like, I'm going back. Going back in.
Of course, you would go back for a second Z shower.
Well, it's not. It's clean, but it just feels sticky. Like it feels like you got something
Yeah,
there.
no,
and I don't like the residue.
Yeah, so I only wear it when I'm going to be around a lot of people.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like when I'm around you
I wish
guys
you would consider
today.
us a lot of people because you never wear it.
Well, today I'm wearing it.
Well, because you're not just around us. There are other people here.
It's true. Yeah.
The faces that make all this possible.
But I try to shower like if I'm not working. I try to shower like 2 times a
month?
week.
A week. Perfect.
3 times
Matt's,
a week.
Matt's armpits smell like a drive-through at a fast food restaurant. Normally.
What are those,
No.
McNuggets? No, it's Matt. He's here.
Double and fries?
Yeah. Protein style, guys.
baby.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Perfect. Not even a sweet bun to mask the smell. Fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, the buns.
How often do you shower?
Every day.
Once or twice?
I don't know. Depends on the day.
Okay.
If I have had a tough day, I'll jump in again. I'll go for round 2. But
Okay.
usually just once. I don't feel good. I sleep better when I shower. I shower. Usually, I shower. Right after I'm done drinking, I shower. No, I shower usually right before I go to bed because I prefer to sleep clean. I know some people are morning showers. Sometimes I'll do that. But I feel like the mornings are always chaos for me because, especially when I have the girls and stuff and it's school and it's like 5:30 in the morning and it's prep and all this just lovely stuff that just I love it. I love it so much. And then so I'm exhausted. And then my day rolls. But I feel if I shower right before I go to sleep, I get a better night's sleep and then I feel okay not showering until that following night. So I usually just shower at night.
I'm kind of with you on that, except for the fact that sometimes a shower reinvigorates me, wakes me
Does
up. 'Cause
it?
I do cold.
You do cold showers. That
actually-
sounds like
So
a fucking
cold,
nightmare.
cold at night, no go.
No.
So what I'll do is at night,
Warm
if I have to,
shower.
I'll do warm. But I never put hot water over my head ever.
Why?
I have a weird thing about it. So
What's the weird? Wait a minute. What's the weird thing?
Matt likes to waterboard himself.
No. There are so many.
cold water.
There's
Oh my
so.
God.
I mean, it's not even like up for debate. It's a very proven thing
not
that
up for debate.
When you shock your nervous system like that
Oh,
with
yeah,
cold
yeah.
water,
Yeah, right.
your cells heal, everything heals. Your eye sight, everything.
Right.
You can improve a lot
I
with
understand
cold
that.
water. So my thing is that I'm never allowing myself to just stand there with the hot water completely over me. I'll get warm. I'll wash up. with warm water,
Right.
and I'll crank it to totally cold, and I have to completely rinse off in cold water.
Yeah,
So
I do that.
it's really
I do
smart.
that as well.
It's really improved actually my cognitive ability. Like literally has improved it. Yes, absolutely. So if you go from hot to cold to hot, it's really
get
really
sick.
good. No. It's really good for your.
Okay.
Really
I
good
just
for,
get a
for
horrible
your
cold
your
sometimes
entire
when that
all your
happens.
organs, everything.
I go
your
hot to
cells.
cold, to cold to hot, to cold to hot. I'm always sick. I don't know what the hell that is. Well,
I feel like I'm getting
I don't know what it is. I'm just getting over this whole, upper respiratory illness. No, I feel like that wouldn't be good. I've taken cold
it's good.
I
showers.
take hot showers, and then the
really
last
good.
the last minute, I just turn it fully
taken cold
cold.
showers.
and
It's
It's
stand
really
there.
smart to
Yeah.
do.
I've been married 400 times, so I take a lot of cold showers. Lots of cold showers. I'm always in the shower. Cold, freezing cold. Oh, Joe, why? No, I'm kidding. Why do you do this to yourself? More pain. No, I'm kidding. No, it's great. But
Little pain reminds you you're still alive.
it does. The pain of being alive. Living every day. This bumpy journey we call life.
Joe,
Yeah.
the eternal optimist,
I am. Yeah, I am. I know. It's
the
got me in a hell of a lot
eternal
of trouble.
groomer. He's a big time groomer. This guy over here, one of the cleanest men I've ever met.
Hey man, look, dude, I'm fighting gravity every day, buddy. I'm halfway through my 40s. I mean, this is,
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy, bro.
When did that happen?
do
I
you
feel
mean?
like we were teenagers, and almost we woke up and we're just really old.
Tell me about it.
It's really
Well, we're not
strange.
old, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
fighting it every day.
I
That's
just-
why the grooming
I
helps.
just said,
Do you feel this? I know because I think we've talked about this before, but because we started work so early,
Yeah.
even though we're in our early 40s, we have the same treads on our tire.
Oh, yeah.
That a guy who's been working
Who should be in his 60s?
60s. Yeah, it feels like that. Like
does.
people are like, God, you're still so young. I'm like, yeah, just wait till you see on the inside.
Right.
I got a
Yeah.
lot of tread on
Yeah.
these tires.
I
man.
just got
No, I feel
new
like
tires.
You got new tires.
And he got a new vehicle. He got a
I
new
know.
Jeep.
I know he did. An
EV.
hybrid.
Yeah, an
hybrid
EV,
Jeep.
yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Wonderful. Got
So
12 miles electric,
dope.
and
Yeah.
the rest is gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe's been
but I do
married
feel
5 times.
that you're such an asshole. I've been married
4 times.
3 times.
3. This is the
first
third.
one was
Third time's a charm.
Yes. It will never happen again. I promise you.
That's
it will
probably
never
a
happen
good
again.
idea.
Yeah, no. It's just, it's a complicated journey. It certainly is. You have all these, all these preconceived notions about everything. And, for me, I was always like the perennial romantic, right? And
Hopeless romantic.
hopeless
you are.
romantic.
Mr.
yes.
Christmas is another adjective.
That's a good one. I like Mr. Christmas. I love Christmas. That's for sure.
Yep.
I'm obsessed with that. But
Father of 2, soon to be 3.
yes. Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
man.
Crazy stuff.
It's incredible. It
it
still
really
doesn't seem
is.
real to me. Whenever I see your kids, I'm like, there's no way they're
I know.
related to him.
Well, and I don't understand what you guys are doing, and when I'm going to have some nieces or nephews.
I know, I
You're
know.
really getting long in the tooth, pal,
I
to
know.
start that journey.
I have to say, the first this
I'm jumping back in, but I mean, I've already been there, so like I know what the pool's like.
This last year, honestly, the first time it's
you
really
start to
hit
feel it a
me,
little bit.
where I'm going,
Yeah,
man, am I going to get the opportunity to have children?
you will.
And to have
you will.
a family.
You'll just do it like Clooney style. You might be like closer to 50, but you'll do it.
yeah, but Clooney's, Clooney. Like,
What are you talking about?
well, he was able to like
Clooney.
go to
And
his
anybody
late,
can be Clooney
his
you
late
want.
50s and finding a meal. You
All right,
know?
he's got Lake Cuomo. We have Lake Havasu. Whatever. It's cool. It's the same.
Actually,
I got the L.A. lake. It's just the
the LA River.
Yeah, where they filmed Grease.
Yeah,
There's this. I saw an egret in there the other day.
yeah. There's
Died 30 seconds later, but I saw it in there. And like, oh, look at that egret! Oh, well, we're moving on. No, but it's it's been a journey. It's been a journey, right? I mean, this is I just thought about this. This is my 41st year of being in the crazy entertainment industry.
And how did you start in the entertainment
Well,
industry?
commercials in New York, right?
Yes.
So
I
did
remember that. After
Yep.
school, we'd pile into
Remember
the
that?
minivan,
Oh my God! Do you remember that?
drive down to Manhattan through all that traffic,
Yeah,
get through
dude.
the Lincoln Tunnel.
Dude, when we first started, you were in a stroller, bro.
Wow.
Right? Okay, because literally, you were 1. Okay, it was 81, so I was 5. You were 1.
Yep.
So you think about this. I mean, and mom had you in a stroller, and I was, obviously walking and stuff. We would take the train. Remember,
Did Mom
drive
get
the train?
robbed?
Mom got robbed, dude.
She got thrown in a trash
The
can.
first time we were in there, we get off the train station and we're trying to hail a cab. 5 years old, and mom is, God bless her, she was all dressed up for my auditions. She had on like
no.
a navy blue blazer and she had a
Adorable
little
thing.
brooch with two
Shame
gold
on these
pins
guys.
with her sons on them. So I was on one, and a guy were there for 3 seconds, like, "Welcome to New York." And he goes, "Hey," I go. He picks mom up because she's not a very big person.
Tiny
she's
little
5 feet.
lady.
Picks her up, rips the bro. I'm standing right in front of her. I'll never forget it. I mean, again, I was 5, but I remember it like it was yesterday. Rips the thing right off her lapel, the gold pin. Picks her up and throws her in one of those big trash cans just that are
Unreal.
on the corner. And
Unreal.
apparently, I went nuts. Mom told me, I don't remember this part because I sort of was so, but I must have chased the guy halfway down the block going like, "You're not throwing my mom in a trash can." So I swear to God. Yeah. So I had to help her out of the trash can. And then I remember my hair, I had this bowl, you know, that.
Oh, the bowl cut.
It was all frizzy and disastrous because my hair was actually kind of wavy, but it was blown straight, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Mom would be like, "Oh, you know, this thing."
That was my
Oh, God,
one
I
of my
hate it.
biggest things.
You had that too. Andy had it too. We
I
all
fought
had
it. I
you
fought it.
hard, buddy.
I fought hard.
You're never going to win the system. The system for the Lawrences is the system. No.
They put me right in. It
was all bowl
like
cut.
a little like
Yeah,
like
there it is.
mannequin or something. They like dressed me, dried my hair straight, and I was like, oh.
Now you will book everything. No. And then
Sidebar, I'm being so quiet because I was not born yet.
you were not born.
That's true. You have
Andy
nothing
came,
to say on
Andy
this.
came 7 years
Continue.
later, and ruined everything. No, but and then literally, I get my mom out. She's like, "It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay." I remember I had this Cracker Jack commercial to do, and I had a page of dialogue. And, you know, 5, I didn't really read it. So mom, I mean, I kind of read it, but mom, I had to memorize the whole thing. It was a full monologue for Cracker Jack. And she was like, "It's gonna be okay. We're still gonna go." So we did it after she'd been robbed. And I get there, I swear to God, and I go, we walk in there, and I forget, there's like 1,000 kids. I mean, literally,
There
those
used to be
cattle calls. Cattle
Yeah,
calls,
there used to be
right.
So many kids.
We went up in this old elevator that I don't even know how we made it to the top because it was probably built in like the late 20s.
No, I know.
And this is in New York.
I remember the
early
smell
80s.
of those
Oh my God!
elevators.
Oh my God! And we get up there and somehow they took your Polaroid.
That's right.
And then they put the
Oh my
Polaroid
gosh, that's
on your
right.
resume and gave it in. And
right.
I had no resume. I had won a picture contest. You know, that's it
Yeah.
because that's all that had happened. And then the crazy thing is, we got home that night after driving the train from Manhattan to Jersey, driving from Jersey back to Philadelphia. And then I got it. You know, I got that
Wow.
commercial, the first one. And it was a big national commercial. It was Cracker Jack. So, and then after, that first year was nuts
Yeah.
because I did 50 of them, and that's why the Tonight
Is that a
Show.
real number?
It's a real number.
50?
I don't know if you can Google
50?
that. 50 commercials.
Really?
Yes. Don't you remember? We were up there literally every week.
Well, no, I remember that was the
Every week.
was the whole
Every week.
schedule. It was
Every week.
flashcards,
Yep.
school,
Yep.
minivan,
Yep.
Manhattan,
Yep. Yep.
minivan, train,
Yep.
home.
Yep.
It was just we repeated that process
Yeah.
every
Remember those
day.
late night trips back on the New Jersey Turnpike?
We had
We'd stop at Taco Bell.
And we had the little blow up potty.
Yeah.
I particularly had to
You
use the
crushed that
restroom.
thing. Yeah.
quite
you,
a bit.
by this time you were like 2 or 3, and you were crushing it.
I was potty training.
You were shitting and pissing everywhere.
Yeah,
It was
I remember
great.
that.
But
I remember
and
that.
so and then that's why the Tonight Show. That's why the Carson Tonight Show
Gotcha.
called, because NBC. I was the face of all those commercials, Tylenol and Coca-Cola and all those things, Tonka trucks and these things. And then they called. Remember? Then we had to go out and I had to audition for that. And I had to audition, and I had been tapping for like 6 months. That's what Mom and Dad had me do. And I love tap, but I was tapping. And then Mike Lanning, God bless him, coolest dude ever, literally looked like Gene Kelly. I don't know, you don't remember him because you were really young, but I do.
remember,
we were in Center City, Philadelphia, this old wooden floor. It was this beat up wood floor, and I had been tapping for 6 months, and I could sing, And so when I went out to audition for him, I had my boombox, give my regards to Broadway, and my tap shoes. And I went into this room, and Carson was in there, and I think Ed DeCordovan or whatever his big EP was, and Joel Thurm and Brandon
Joel
Tartikoff.
Schumacher?
Joel Schumacher,
Oh
no,
my God.
not the late director.
Wow.
Joel Thurm, but Brandon Tartikoff. And they said, I remember they were all smoking in there, and it was a shag carpet, and he was like, Johnny said, because he looked just like Pop Pop,
I know.
our grandfather, God bless him, the best dude ever. And he said, what are you gonna do for us? And I was like, I'm gonna tap dance. And I looked down, I'm like, I can't tap on this floor, and I can't sing. And he had a desk, this big wooden desk. It was probably twice the size, but I thought it looked like a cafeteria table, right?
Yeah.
And Johnny was like, clear the desk, and they took all the stuff off the desk. And
Really?
he picked me up, put me on the desk.
Oh, my gosh.
They pressed play on the boombox, and I had to sing live, give my regards to Broadway, and tap dance.
Wow.
And they applauded after I was done. And we were at the Sheridan, which is still there, Universal City. with its orange neon lights. These are the things I remember. And you were there. And we fly home, right? Because that was my big audition. We fly home, and we have a voicemail on our answering machine back in the days when we had answering machines. And it was, "This is NBC. Johnny would love to have him on next Friday night." So, and that was everything. And then I went out there, and it was, one of those moments that you can't predict. And it was on the best of tapes. And then it was so funny because what's her face?
What's her face?
What's her face? No, I'm just blanking right now. But the
What's her face?
The comic, Joan Rivers comes out after me on her knees and says, "I can't follow that." I was supposed to go out there for a 3-minute interview and one song, and it turned into like a 17-minute interview and 2 songs. I believe it or not, I had Zippity Doo Dah as my second song, and I sang it with Doc Severinsen in the band, the closer, with Doc Severinsen in the band, and I crushed it, I guess, somehow, and then I didn't know what the hell, I was just doing what I love to do, right? And
There's one moment I'll never forget where you're clearly lost. You get lost somewhere in the song, and like the mic goes off, but you're still singing.
Really? Oh, was it? Yeah.
You got like one moment of like stage fright.
Well, I think what happened is that they were slightly slower than what I was used to, and I kept wanting to pick up the pace. And because my dance routine was mixed in with the singing, I told them that when we were rehearsing. I said, "You got to pick it up a little, Doc." But they did a little bit, but not as much as I was used to. But at any rate, so and then NBC that next week was like, "Look, we want to sign him," and started putting me in pilots and stuff.
Now I got a question for you that I get asked a lot.
Okay.
Through all
Is
this,
your brother
do you
so
feel
much cooler than you?
Yeah, that's the one I always get.
I don't know, man. Just born this way, buddy. Me and Gaga, born this way.
What do you feel like you sacrificed or lost anything from your childhood doing this over your childhood?
That's an interesting question, and the reason I say that is because.
Why are you pointing at me?
Because
this one,
he was born and ruined everything.
Great example.
If it hadn't been, and this actually brings me to Andrew, which is why I was pointing. If it had not been for the 3 years that Mom shut us down in between "Give Me a Break" and "Blossom" for me, I did a movie and another pilot, but I didn't work. She got pregnant with Andy, and they took us out to dinner. Remember that night? They took us to dinner, and we were like, "We're getting a dog!" And they're like, we were Chungking, right? The Chinese, the Chinese
parking lot.
Yeah. And we're like, "We're getting a dog," because you wanted a dog your whole life, right? And they were like, and we're like, "Kind of, it's a baby brother." And we're like, no, this is the worst thing ever. What the hell? This is a house of hell. So, and at any rate, and but the greatest thing that happened was that it lined up.
It was me.
Where I was, I lined up where I was going into 6th grade. And middle school.
Yep.
So and I had been at the same school, Abington Friends, AFS Lifer, but I would go back and forth every 3 weeks in my elementary days when I was on the set of Give Me a Break. Right, we would go back, you would go back too, but all my friends were still there. So going back into 6th grade, I was in school the entire school year, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I had my first kiss.
Wow.
I played JV, even as an 8th grader. I went to the dances.
Yeah.
I was able to go to the Willow Grove Mall and it's so crazy. Be like those moments, like if I hadn't had those 3 years, I would have felt so gypped.
Yeah.
But I had such an immersion in those 3 years, and I threw myself into it. It was literally the best 3 years of my life in terms of like outside of being able to work and be with you guys all the time.
Yep.
If I hadn't had that, I would have felt like I really got gypped.
Yeah, I know.
But I had it, and I was so thankful for it. So I don't feel like that. I feel like I got to do the best of both worlds because we flew back every 3 weeks. I got to be in school. I never did the set stuff,
Yeah.
And I loved what Mom did for us, and Dad. But it was just like it was always considered like a hobby for us. It was like I try to tell people it was like traveling baseball or like those soccer teams or dance. It really, they never treated it like it was our life. It was what we did as a hobby, but we had our lives, and we did. We had our real friends. That's why we don't have like Hollywood friends. Like my real friends, your real friends, Andy Shaw. You know what I mean? Chris Wolf. I mean, Dave Wagner. Steve. All of our buddies, your friends. They're all our normal friends from school.
Yeah,
like those are my best pals, other than you guys. Which
Yep.
we have to because we're related. But but that's so I don't feel like that. But what I do feel, going back to it, just because it's full circle, is because we started so young, the pressures were real. That energy was real. So by the time that you're 45, to still be grinding is tough to find the energy sometimes because we have basically 20 years on high school and college graduates. You know what I mean? So
our own age. We have another 20 years.
We were working. Like it wasn't. This was not. I know it always looks like, oh, it's great. This is a lot of pressure, a lot of hard work, and you got to go after everything. So if I had had those 3 years, I feel like, man, I would have missed out. But I was so thankful, and I treasure them so much. How did you guys feel about that? Did you guys feel like that?
Andy, how did you feel? Because you're kind of an outlier.
You're different,
here.
yeah. Because Matt and I had similar structure. You were a little different.
You went off the rails. We lost him for like 3 years.
Yeah, he called me from the woods one night. Like,
I know.
What the hell? What woods are you in? We didn't have GPS on our phones at that point.
It's a weird situation because our family was kind of in turmoil. Our parents were getting a divorce. Joe, I think you were already married.
No. Oh. When our parents were going through a divorce? Yes,
first time.
Yes.
So you were already...
There's so many of them, guys.
Yeah, that was one.
You
were already out of the...
Basically, any 20-year span, from the early aughts, I've basically been married.
Throw a stone, you're pretty much guaranteed to hit.
If you hit Joe in some sort of relationship with it.
If you're second guessing anything, just say you were married, right? Yeah, exactly. So you were out of the house. I just turned 18. I was going into my 19th year, and I was like, that's it, I'm out. I went, left the nest, got my own place. The only thing we forgot about is we left this one at like 13 years old to fend for himself in the wilds of Los Angeles, Hollywood, California. So I don't know about him. I mean, I could speak for myself.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
Which is kind of similar. It's similar to you.
You speak for him, and then we'll speak for him.
Okay, we'll speak for him. It's kind of similar for me in the same thing where, and I do say this, it's like everything was all jumbled up. Right. I did things in my 20s I probably should have done in my teenage years. True. Certain things that I totally missed growing up as a young child, I finally got in now. It's like it's all over the place. But yeah, the key to it all is, yes, I went to real school. We were forced into that. Our mom's an educator. We got really lucky with the bubble that we were in. Without you guys, without the family, I don't know. I who knows? I would have spiraled out of control. Yeah. I don't know what would have happened. So
I agree.
Yeah, it's similar. Got it all in, but all weird and disjointed. And then there were certain things that were just flat out missed. That,
of course,
just don't have. But then you gain on the backside with knowledge and experience and traveling all over the world and things that we were able to do that very few people get to do. Yep, definitely. Andy, you?
Yeah, I think I had a very fun. The earlier years were awesome because I was in school, but then I was reaping the benefits of already having. You guys had to tread through the unknown with establishing careers and work. And even though I definitely, don't get me wrong, I went to auditions and I won roles and did that whole thing as well.
Everything.
No, but it was a slightly, it was a,
here you go.
Yeah, it was slightly,
here's your career.
Hey, and I can't do this role. Do you want to do it?
Sure.
Here you go.
No, that was later.
That was not later. No, you had to pay.
No, it happened all along. Joe did it to me. I did it to you.
But I was,
Joe did it.
I was 8 years younger, so I hope I wasn't playing the same roles until we caught up.
Really old. You had a beard at 15,
How the hell did we lose this out to Andy?
In fact, no, wait.
Perfect for a 30-year-old.
In fact, this is real. There was one moment there. Where it was really odd because Andy was 16.
Yeah.
And at this point now,
I was trying to look older.
Now,
though.
at this point now,
to your point, I was going out a lot, so I didn't have ID.
We were all doing that.
He was going out to clubs with me and my friends, and we would ask. We'd be sitting at like tables and stuff. We'd be hanging out, thinking we're all cool. And ladies would come up, and we'd be like, "Which one do you think is the older one?" And they would point to him every time. Every time.
You know what? That happened to us once. I felt so great.
Really?
Just once.
They thought you were younger than him?
Yeah. Yes.
That's so funny. Yeah, Andy was like he had surpassed us in his age look.
Right.
For a minute.
And wisdom, mentally,
he had
emotionally, physically.
Yes, he did.
I was
grew
in
up way fast.
Slightly
so
advanced
for me, like
compared.
I honestly...
Or you guys were just slow.
What? I honestly did not have a drink or go into a club.
No, you did nothing.
Till I was 21.
Yeah, you did nothing.
I did not go to clubs, and I did not have a drink till I was 21.
You were just too damn busy.
I was busy, and I also, I thought it would be embarrassing because at that point, there was so much fame. I thought for me to show up at a club, everyone would know what the age I was because it was like a Bieber thing. And it'd be like, oh my God, you're 17. What a loser. So I didn't want to go into the club. It's such a different mindset today, which is like, yeah, I'm 17, I'm in. But for me, I was embarrassed until I was 21, so I did not do it. I didn't do any of it.
A whole other level of things going on.
I didn't do any of it.
And which is really interesting because it's the way people perceive you to be and then the way that you really are.
I know.
And how those two things can be completely opposite from what's actually out there in the
Amen to
public
that.
and what's going on in your private
Amen
life.
to
So
that. I know. I always got
perception is a weird thing, guys.
Well, and I think the three
Weird
of us
thing.
too. We always get like this. Oh, you guys have had everything so great. You're so happy. Oh, you can do all this like family friendly stuff. Okay. Well, the family entertainment is just, which I consider entertainment for everyone or for a lot of people, not for little kids, but for a lot of people. That's the goal. You want a lot of people to see your stuff. Otherwise, not a lot of people are seeing it. But I think that we've been through our shit. I mean, it's just that we're reserved and we were taught, which I respect, from our grandparents on down, like, you don't air your laundry in the street if you don't have to. You don't do it. And it's hard in the business we're in, but you just don't do it.
I remember leaving clubs and we would go like out of our way to avoid cameras.
Being seen.
I
know.
Like going in and out of places.
Now people call the paparazzi on
opposite.
themselves.
Like, you didn't want
or they
that.
place all these stories to keep themselves relevant. It's completely a
anonymity,
manipulation
you
of the
want-
truth.
Yeah. Of
course it is.
None of it is real. Of
course it is.
And it's just like,
Well, social
wow.
media is the best part about that. Everyone lives in the Wizard of Oz, according to this thing. I mean, it's like, oh my God, look at these trips.
Well, no,
but they're miserable.
I think that's a
you
good
know?
point. Is that we've been through collectively and individually as a unit, like on our own, as much as any other person out
sure.
there. It's just that yes, we knew and we live our lives by you take your wins and your losses in private.
That's it. That's it.
Always.
That's it. Yeah. No, it's true. You do.
Now, for today's podcast, we're going to be airing everything.
Look at
that's
this fun
private.
fact.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like, but Andy had a little bit different because Andy.
Until you come to these discussions, and then you
yeah.
can actually talk about
Well,
stuff.
it's cool to look back on it and be at this kind of midway point for you and I.
Yeah.
He's got, a decade below us, but it's I think Andy was a little different. You broke in earlier than I did the whole scene and going out with friends.
A
and
little
telling-
bit earlier. I
Andy
think
was
like
even
19,
younger. Andy was
20,
even
yeah,
younger.
like-
Andy was
he was
much
like,
younger.
a kid.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous,
So, yeah,
actually.
but he turned out all right somehow.
There was one time.
Yeah.
There was this
yeah.
one group he was rolling with.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
the Rough Riders.
Oh, gosh. Honestly, no.
That dude, half-ass motorcycle group.
Dude,
They're gonna
we
come
both-
after you.
We both went.
I think
we
they're
both
cool.
went. All motorcycle groups are cool.
No,
We
this
both
one's
went.
not, no.
Shut up, dude. We're on a podcast.
Cruise around
We're not home.
Sherman Oaks.
They go right by our house.
You idiot! Why you just mentioned where you
They
live?
spend they spend a lot of time at the Coffee Bean, but it's not there anymore.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, the intersection of whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, listen. It was. What was I just saying? You started revealing
I don't know.
personal information, your social security numbers and everything. Well, this is not what the format's for. When I change my passcode to blah blah blah, why would you say that?
There's this thing called KYN or KYC or
KY
something.
jelly?
We've heard of
KY.
KY.
No.
Wow.
It's this thing you have to do. When,
newsflash,
KY.
Oh, whoa, what's
It's this
that?
thing you have to do to
We're getting real personal.
register your crypto account, where you have to take a picture of yourself, you have to write your social security, your
Yeah.
full name, and your bank account.
Oh, cool.
And that's what I'm showing to the audience.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. No. Look, dude, I would never do any of that. I just trust all mine to this great site, FTX. Have you heard of it?
No,
that guy.
you didn't
is
get your money off FTX?
What? That kid's a genius.
He's coming back.
He's a wizard.
He is coming back.
I know. Did you see what he said the other day? I got less than $100,000 left, and he's coming back here to do something. He can't.
What
get
has
all
been
this-
going on? Okay, talk about
Oh,
perception.
can we talk about that? That's a whole nother podcast.
Let's not talk about
Let's
that.
not talk about you first, because if Matt gets into crypto, we're gonna be here for a week. All right,
It's
a week.
true. We've got a lot to discuss, people. Lots to discuss.
Lots of fungible tokens.
Okay.
Can they come up with better words like money?
Hold on.
Listen to me. Money. Cash. That sounds good, right? Loot. I love it. Where's the loot? Okay. But then you say fungible tokens. What a stupid word. Fungible.
It's true.
Non-fungible.
Non-fungible.
I think it's fungible, but I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
100% sure
fungible,
on that.
yeah.
No, and it's funny. And I mean, I think up until the last like 6 or 7 months or so, I've been pretty lucky, I guess, to say now, with having, not to keep my personal life in private and to not really have that many discussions going on about me out there. Until the last 6 or 7 months. And then that changed, and it's funny to see, like, it taught me a few things. I'll just say it taught me a few things.
One got married.
Until I got married. Yeah, it ruined everything. No, marriage is wonderful.
Andy's seeing a pattern here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Marriage
ask me why I'm not married and have no kids.
marriage is a great institution.
It
and
is.
It's lovely
No, it is.
and it's
It
wonderful
is. When it works,
when it's done
it's great.
right.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. If you don't do it right, oh well, you keep trying again. I guess from Joe's example. But anyway,
I believe the expression
So
is.
lately-
I believe
so
the
lately-
expression is try, and try again.
yes.
No,
Yeah.
if at first you don't
Succeed. Try again.
Try again.
Yes.
Try.
Try. But like, it's weird. You know what it has taught me though? I always sort of, kept myself in a bubble and this and that, but I always then sort of cared what people thought.
Yeah.
Now I just don't, because truly what I've learned going through it myself is it's all manipulation of the truth.
Even reality.
It's not. It's. Believe me, there's a much bigger story to it all.
I don't care if people hate me.
I don't care what people say anymore, because I know what the truth is. I know what you guys know what the truth is. I know what my friends, my family bubble. And what's weird? When you don't make social media your life, it's so easy to turn it off, tune it out.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
No.
When I'm focused on this, I don't care what people think. I really don't at this point. I want my work to speak for myself.
Yeah.
I want, people to know, and I'm going to keep going out there as the type of person I am. I know I'm a good person. I go out there and try to spread good all the time, and I'm just going to keep doing that and keep going forward with that. How do you feel? I know you've been through it. I mean, there have been times when I'll something will come across my phone. I'm just about you, and I'm like, man.
Man, it's all a journey.
It's got a sting.
Yeah, it's all a journey.
But then you're like, it doesn't. And I call you and you're like, it doesn't. And you're like, no, it doesn't.
I've literally been at the threshold of hell several
I can
times.
imagine.
I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I see, as long as I'm not in it, as long as I can just kind of look down. I mean, honestly, I've been there, man.
Yeah.
You go highs and lows, peaks
Yeah.
and valleys. I mean, as cliche as that all sounds, and it beats you up a little bit. It just gets me tired more than anything.
a little bit.
And I've had a lot of people hate me, so it's cool.
But you can't. Here's the thing, and this is another thing I've
I don't
realized.
care.
You can't when you put yourself out there and you want to do this sort of thing. A lot of people go into it going, "Ooh, I want the attention and fame."
Yeah.
It's not what you want, folks. Let me tell you, once you get it, it's not what you think it is. It's a huge responsibility. There's a lot of negative energy. There's literally 50% of people who are going to like it and 50% are going to absolutely hate you. It is just the way it goes.
Here's what drives me is that, number one, I love it. Number one, we're so blessed to be able to do it after all these years. But number three, it's like I still haven't done what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy. So I'm still driven. It's like I just hope one day you get those opportunities to work with the people that can really protect you, and you can do some really great work.
Yeah.
Because you can put in a good performance, but if you don't have that team around you, if you don't have the Scorseses, or if you don't have the Spielbergs, if you don't have the Wes Andersons, if you don't have these people and the editors and the sound mixers, and
the whole crew.
I mean, that's what makes a film. That's what makes a performance. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what drives me. Is I hope one day we all have an opportunity to work at that level with those kind of people, because that's when it's exciting. Like when you're going to the set and you're like, I can't believe that I'm going to be directed by this guy or this woman. I can't believe I'm going to.
That is what I
drives
dream about.
me. Yes,
working
me too.
with these really great artists.
Me too. I feel like people always ask us what's your favorite thing you've done? And I always say, I haven't done it yet.
I know.
What's the thing you're most proud of? That's what they say.
I know.
And I say, honestly, I haven't done it yet.
I know.
I'm so lucky we've been able to work. It's been a blessing. God knows there's been highs and lows to that, And it's feast or famine in our work, right? Either do very well or you don't make anything. So it's a very strange place to be.
There's no consistency.
And zero. Unless you're one of 1% at the very top.
Yeah.
But it's like I haven't done the thing I'm most proud of yet, clearly, because I feel like there's so much more that I want to do, and I can't wait to sit there and I can only imagine being in a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or being in Die Hard, or what version of that would be today, and where you're sitting there and you're going taking yourself out of it, even though you're in it, and you're going, that was an awesome movie.
Yeah.
What an awesome TV show.
Yeah.
Like being involved in a Yellowstone, or being involved, in something like this, where you can sit back and go, the filmmaking, the quality of storytelling.
Yeah, everything fell into place.
Wow. I'm so proud to just be a part of that, And I've been proud to be a part of things, but not at that level. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's what drives me. But you're right. The perception is, it's all fun and games. It's great. Dude, it's... I mean, like I said,
we're all not perfect people.
No, and
we're all just trying to,
and it's tough. You go
figure it all out, just like everyone else. I mean,
I'm convinced now this journey of life we're on this part of it, I don't know where we came from or where we're going. I hope it's pearly gates and we can hang out with Meme and Pop again. I really do. But if this part is imperfect. This is the bumpy part. This is where we learn how to navigate ups and downs. I'm convinced. And if you accept that, the ups and downs are never easy, but they're more palatable. They're just more palatable because you're going, okay, look, this is the imperfect part. It just is, because we always strive for perfection. I know I do. Even like a couch, I like try to fix pillows so they're perfect.
That's right. You are incredibly OCD.
If you sit on Joe's couch and then you get up to grab a glass of water, he will have fixed the pillows before you have had time to sit back.
Yeah, it's true.
If they're left in a state of chaos, I fix them. If they're left,
do you know the grain on a baseball field when it's just freshly mowed? That's what Joe's carpet looks. and if you walk across in their footprints, you'll hear the
at some point
to re-put those perfect grooves.
I love order, and I feel like what's funny, because I've talked to people about it, professionals, but it's not like
you mean you've had therapy about it?
It's not like an OCD thing, but what it is like you certain
control.
Okay, so if we could come up with a log line,
for you,
for me, what would you guys say Matt is?
Smelly, except for 2 days a week.
No, smelly. Come on.
I would say
2 days a week you shower.
Matt is a
lover of nature.
I would say he's a emotional,
sensitive,
sort of guy who wears his
mollusk.
Will you shut up? who wears his emotions on his sleeve.
True.
He's very reserved until he just flips, and then he's not reserved at all.
Nope.
He absolutely put his love of nature. I feel like we all had something in our lives, because the industry was a lot of out of control stuff that was out of our control, right? So we went to that a little bit, me with the OCD, a little bit of Andy with the music, a little bit you with the nature, a little bit me with cars. Like you put your love into things that Andy's like a doomsday prepper. You put your things into things that you can control. Because growing up in this industry, we were not in control of hardly anything.
Hey, I'll put it this way: the reason why I love animals so much and the trees and everything is because starting around 3 or 4 years old, right, I was Mickey Mouse.
Right.
So the trees and the animals, they were my friends.
Right.
They didn't care if I was on TV.
Right.
They judged me face value.
That's right.
They kept me present in the moment. Right. And still to this day, I've said it every time, still to this day, when some days when I wake up, I don't want to wake up.
Right.
I don't want to have that day.
Right.
The thing that gets me out of bed, the things that keeps me sane.
My good friends Donald Duck and Goofy.
Is going out. You guys can make a joke out of it, but it's going out in my greenhouse with my animals.
Yep.
I'm present.
Hello there, Matty. It's Goofy. And then he comes.
Hello, Matt. This is Kermit the Frog here.
Right. No. Wait.
Muppets are great.
How about this? Yep.
Hello there, Matty. Oh boy. Well, Matt, I know you don't want to have the day.
So now
get up.
Yes,
what?
exactly. So
I'm right in the middle of doing my
me.
So Andy, I would say Andy.
I don't know. I think it's just
extremely passionate.
Yes.
He's compassionate.
Smoke and
Yes.
mirrors.
He's compassionate to a fault.
Yes.
Andy's a weird combination. He's totally bullheaded.
Very bullheaded.
Okay. Being the youngest, he's a super dick when he wants to be. But
He won't even accept any help, even when you're just trying to help.
Listen to me. I got this.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I got it.
He's as
Not
broad.
working out, Andy. I got it. Trust me.
He's as broad as a 47 Dodge.
Yeah.
He's just this barrel-chested beast.
He's an iron anvil.
He's an anvil. That's what he is.
He's the anvil of the group.
And but he is absolutely the most compassionate person.
Yeah,
like when you cut to his core, he is literally the most sensitive dude, and he thinks about everything. Yes. He and when he is in the wrong or he's insulting, he somehow makes up for it. He won't actually apologize, but it's a roundabout way. He'll go, "Hey, I got you a little something. This is for you." Well, Andy, you didn't need to do that. I know we had a rough go.
Like
at
when,
it,
like
Joe.
for example, when
I adopted you an octopus.
Perfect example when he fired me from that one job we were working on.
he was a dick. You're out of here.
He came back and he's like, "We'd like you to come back."
No,
his famous line when we're working with him is "Nobody's safe."
That is
which means he can fire any of his brothers.
That is
nobody's safe on
a-
this production.
it's
The irony is,
a
though,
good line.
that Andy, what's funny is that Andy, sure, he was the youngest, so I paved the way. You stepped into that and paved some way. Andy stepped into that and paved the way. But here's what's really crazy is that now, as you and I get a little tired, okay, and we've made this shift to producing
riding
a lot of
Andy
our
home.
we produced our own stuff.
home.
I mean, I gotta be honest with you. He put my husband's secret brother together, Deadly D for the Lifetime. He put Mistletoe Mix-Up together, which smashed on Amazon. We did the sequel to that, which is coming out.
Little film called Money Plane.
Money Plane. He's firing up the engines and dragging us into this production side of things, and it's been really cool. And so he's all about family.
Yep.
He's all about togetherness. I think that trend was started with our family, and we have continued that trend. And it's about family.
And he's
it's about doing
definitely
it together.
that prepper thing. We can't just let that slide.
He's a doomsday prepper, big time.
I was.
And he's a weapons
if shit
specialist.
if shit goes down, this is the guy you want to hang out with.
No.
Yes.
Everybody get behind Andy. That's what I just said.
Human shield.
At one point, in my early 20s, I really did think the world was going to end.
Oh, I know.
But
I
lived with you.
I've let that go.
Yeah.
Because now I'm the one that thinks the world's ending.
Yeah.
And Joe.
Non-fungible tokens. Okay, so that's Andy. So how would you describe me? How would you describe me? What would I be? Other than, awesome.
Joe's an interesting character study.
Okay,
He's
my
a
hard
close
start.
talker. Very close talker.
He is kind of a close.
He enforces his.
Sometimes he does.
He
I
don't like being
enforces
close to anybody.
Yeah,
He
he
enforces
does.
now.
He's very-
95% of the time,
He's
it's
a
a good
talker.
mood, but he'll enforce that good mood on you, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Isn't it a great day? And he's really close to you, and then he'll start singing songs like Hallelujah. And you're like, isn't this a
uses-
great song? I'm like, no, Joe. It's
know.
like it's 7 o'clock. In
He
the morning.
uses a lot of
First all.
adjectives to help dictate how you feel. Like,
Right.
isn't that crispy, delicious chicken good?
Yeah.
You want some freshly squashed avocado? It's
Yep.
like freshly.
One of the most
it's just
positive-
it's a slice of avocado and some
High energy
know what
human
I mean?
beings I've ever met. I don't know
organic
where
cage-free eggs.
I know he's got
Like, I
some
don't
kind of
need
Iron
these
Man nuclear thing that he's burning inside of him. I don't know what. I don't know how he does it. The energy
malicious
factor.
adjectives.
Off the record there, books with all that.
I was wound up as a kid.
Yeah, you were.
Here we go, Joe. I was the Warner Brothers frog. The
Yeah.
hello, my baby. Hello, my. I was
That's-
that. So
it's a good
they would,
exa-
they
that's
would
a
like lift
great-
up the hat. They'd be like, "Here you go, Joey Lawrence." Whoop, and I perform, and then they put this down. Yeah,
They put it back to bed.
And then I put it down. And this is a not a functioning cup. This is nothing in it.
But yeah, that's true. That's a good analogy.
And he also wears the responsibility, though, of always trying to, set a good example
That's
and doing
true.
the right thing, even when it's impossible.
Well, I appreciate that.
it's true.
I hope I
guess.
did set a good example for you guys. I tried.
Sometimes.
What are you talking
A
about?
for effort.
A for
Sometimes.
Now.
All right. Well, speaking of which, I appreciate those kind words for the most part. We are going to do a little.
And
a
he
little
smells great.
Always smells good.
Okay.
Thank you.
So,
I am. Thank you. I love. I love
Fragrance.
odoriferous emanations if they're good ones.
Another thing you also tend to impose on me, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
I just hug you.
It's okay.
You stink and then I hug you and you smell better.
No, I can smell you from across the room.
But then I hug you.
my house.
It's my way of giving back. I hug you and then you smell good,
That's true.
and then can pass it on to other people.
I mean, how am I supposed to speak with you guys talking?
I don't know. You're just staying quiet too much.
What do you mean?
man.
How are you supposed to speak? You got no problem when we're in the car on the way over here.
I know.
You're the loudest one. Loudest one, swerving all over the place.
I think he's.
I am
you know what I
swerving.
think he is. He's following the rules I gave him about what makes you successful at a business meeting, which is if you're not the smartest person in the room,
No.
you just stay quiet.
That's definitely
and
not.
let everybody else talk, and then you become the smartest person in the room.
That's good, dude.
That's what Andy's doing.
I've been
Very
staying
good.
quiet for 34 years.
yeah.
So Andy's brain is just exactly. So I'm really smart.
Exactly.
So look, here it is. We're going to be doing this every single week, and this was a fast 45 minutes or an hour.
Oh, my God.
I tried to incorporate what you wanted, idiot.
I was kidding.
I know.
was
But
making
listen,
a joke.
thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be doing this and talking about a whole bunch of shit. It's just going to get juicy and juicy as we go along, as we get more comfortable on this platform. But welcome to the Brother Love Podcast, everybody. We hope to see you back here next week.
Next
right?
week,
Next
bright
week.
and early.
Bright and early. That's right. All right. Thanks, guys. God bless.
Bye.
See you. Hey, guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And you want more of us in your life?
Join our Patreon for exclusive weekly bonus content.
And if you join our Patreon by next week's episode, you'll get access to a live Q&A event with
Us. That was good.
Don't miss out.
Yes, join our Patreon now.